I have a business. It's a renovation business, but I have a great passion for health and wellness because I have my own philosophy that health comes first. Basically, you can have all the money in the world, but without good health, you can't really enjoy it. So health has become my main passion. This is a picture of me before when I got started. When I first sat in a meeting just like this is how I looked. I was always very tired. I depended a lot on energy drinks. I used to take about 4 energy drinks a day just to keep me going because I was building my business. I used to wear size 38 and so all the time I always believed that I was eating healthy. It never occurred in my mind that what I was doing or my habit or my eating lifestyle was not healthy. But when I got into a body scanner, that's when I really found out exactly what was going on inside of me. So what happened was I attended a meeting just like this. I received the information that you're going to receive today, and the application of that knowledge is what really changed my life. This is what really got me from this to where I am today. I was size 38 at this time, and now I'm currently in size 32. And thank you very much. And my energy levels have really boosted, and yes. I would, but I'm trying to look cute today. Okay, so a lot has actually changed. From 2016 going backwards, you'll find out that smoking or tobacco has been a #1 killer throughout the world, internationally. But from 2017 going forward, which is this year, it's actually dietary risks or food that is killing people more than anything. And that is what really brought my passion, that got me to actually start sharing this knowledge, because what I've learned, I've tried losing weight many times before. Basically, I grew up overweight, and we've tried many diets and nothing really worked. But when we learned this knowledge, that's when I found out that what we've got now is actually something unique. Now, so what really builds up, or what really affects our health? Mostly it's calories, right? Most people will think that basically you won't get calories from healthy food or from fruits and veggies, but you find out from this diagram that basically everything has calories. Even bananas, apples, everything basically has calories except water, right? What's very important to understand is what females only need or only use 1,500 calories a day, right? Your body uses on its naturally. This is without exercising, just sitting at home doing nothing throughout the day. Your body will automatically use up 1,500 calories per day, right? So which means now if you want to drop your calorie consumption or build up, you will basically work on consuming less than 1,500 calories a day. For males, it's 2,000 to 2,500 calories. This is just under normal circumstances. That is how much calories your body will burn. Now, let's say for a female, you accumulate 100 calories extra, meaning instead of consuming 1,500, which is exactly what your body needs per day, you consume say 1,600, which is another 100 calories on top. What will happen? This is what you'll end up with. You'll end up with 3 kilos of fat after a period of 366 days. That is 1 year. So if every day you accumulate 100 calories on top of what your body requires a day, right? Every day you build up 100 calories. For 366 days, that is 1 year, you will end up with 3 kilos of fat, right? This is how it looks like. Basically, you can get that from just 1 egg. 1 egg contains 100 calories. You will get that from you know when you're putting butter on your bread, that spread, that is 100 calories. Another way we usually describe it is, you know when you open your fridge and you just look at the cake? That's 100 calories, right? So, yeah, it's basically nothing, yes. It's just basically nothing. It's something that, I mean, if you can get it almost from an apple, you get about 80 calories. So it's basically nothing, right? But over a period of 1 year, it becomes something this big, right? And it makes a very big difference. Now, this is 3 kgs of body fat, right? Now, another question you'll ask yourself is, okay, before we go there, some people believe if I am thin, it means I don't have to worry about my health. That's what most people believe. But we found out that even if you look thin, you can be fat on the inside. How does that work? This diagram shows a cross-section of 8 people, right? 8 different people whose diameter is 84 centimeter. Now I'm 89 centimeters, so they are much slimmer than I am, right? This is 8 different people. They are in 8 different physiques. So this person's diameter, actually this cross section is if you cut a person here by the navel, right? And you take the top off, what you're left with is this image here. So this will represent your stomach, this will represent the spinal cord, and these are the ribs, right? It's the same as this person, right? So you're looking at the cross section. We call it an MRI diagram, right? So the darker portions are basically your organs, right? Your muscles, your organs, and so forth. But if it's showing light like this, it means that you got more what is called visceral fat, right? It's more, this person is made up more of visceral fat. Remember, all these people are the same diameter, meaning physically they look the same. You'll see 8 different lean people, but on the inside, you will find out that their body composition is not the same. Okay, so this person is no different from someone who's, say, 270 kgs of body fat, right? This person is not so different from that person. Why? Because that's how much of body fat is actually sitting inside. But we'll learn more about it, how really it affects your health. Okay. So what's really important is not what you weigh on the scale or on the body scanner, it's what your body composition is made up of. Now that's what we're going to discuss today, is what does your body composition mean to you. In your body composition, you find body fat, you find your muscles, your weight is made up of your visceral fat, your water, body mass, and then if you put all of that together, that will give us your metabolic age, right? Now you'll find out just now how does that work out. Okay, here we look at your body fat, right? We'll discuss separately exactly where you stand regarding to your body fat and so forth. But what I'm going to explain here is how do you accumulate body fat, right? One of the ways that you accumulate body fat is by not eating frequently enough, right? We were taught we need to eat how many times a day? 3 times a day, right? But we find ourselves, because of our busy schedules, we end up eating 1 time a day, twice a day, or maximum 3 times a day. We don't eat more than 3 times a day. But your body, in order to manage its body fat, it requires you to be eating proteins every 2 to 3 hours, right? Your body, if we're just talking about body fat, it does need other vitamins and so forth, but in this case we're talking about body fat only. So for your body to manage your body fat, it requires proteins every 2 to 3 hours, right? Not just for that, also to rejuvenate your body cells, right? So every 2 to 3 hours you're supposed to be snacking with proteins. Not just anything else, but you must have some proteins. Now the question I'd like to ask you, is orange juice protein? Is an apple a protein? No. Okay, so protein, a fruit, if you have a fruit, if you're feeling hungry and you have a fruit, it doesn't mean that when you're not feeling hungry anymore that your body is actually satisfied. You will still put on body fat. So every time you're feeling hungry, every 2 to 3 hours, you're not having protein, you must know that you're accumulating body fat. Okay, how does that happen? Your body, every time your body needs protein, what it does is, if it doesn't find it in your stomach, what it does is it takes a percentage of your muscles. It takes a percentage of protein off your muscles. Now when it does that, when it takes a percentage of protein off your muscles, whatever is left off, which is muscle fiber and so forth, whatever is left off is converted into body fat. That is how your body fat increases every time you're feeling hungry and you're not eating, right? Or if you allow time to pass without you eating, even if you're not feeling hungry, your body still needs it. It still needs the protein. Okay, that's one way. Now the second way is the accumulating more calories, basically accumulating more calories than you move or than you burn. Okay, so we can also work that out according to using the body scanner. If you are moving, if you are using less energy or more energy than your body needs, that's what it's all about. And okay, then the next thing we'll move on is on your sheet. You will see that you got visceral fat. Now, visceral fat is it is the amount of fat that sits under your rib cage. This is the body fat that nobody can see. Right? It sits on all of your organs. It sits on your heart. It sits on your intestines. It sits on your liver. It sits on your pancreas. It sits on all of your organs. Just to give you an example to help you understand how does this affect your health. Imagine you buy a brand new bakkie in a dealership. Right? You buy a brand new bakkie in the dealership, and the manufacturers they specified that this bakkie can only carry a maximum of 6 tons of weight. Right? The bakkie can only carry a maximum of 6 tons of weight, and it will last you 100 years. Right? So you purchase this bakkie, and what do? You put 7 tons of weight on it, meaning now you're adding more weight than what the bakkie is supposed to carry on day one when you drive it off. Right? And then you use that bakkie on your daily basis for your regular routines, to go to work, shopping, whatever you do. How do you think that bakkie will last you for 100 years? It's carrying 7 tons from the day you purchased it. Will it last you 100 years? No, it won't. Now, visceral fat does that on your organs. It puts additional weight on your organs, and it makes it difficult for them to operate the way that they're supposed to. Right? For example, let's look at the most important organ, which is your heart. Your heart requires to beat every minute it beats, right? In order to pump blood throughout your body, right? And then what visceral fat does is it then puts pressure on your heart, and then it becomes very difficult for your heart to do its normal function. Now, as a result, your heart will not last you as it's supposed to. If it's supposed to survive for 100 years, what will then happen now is you will see on your form, on your metabolic age, your metabolic age now will drop or will be higher than what you are. Right? So if you are supposed to live 100 years and you are 20 years old and your metabolic age is 36, then that tells you how many more years you got left if you were supposed to live for 100 years. So that's basically an example of how it affects you. So the visceral fat, you find it all over your body. It only affects your organs. Now, how much is too much of visceral fat? From 1 to 4 is excellent, right? Which means your heart or all your organs are happy. They are smiling, right? But from 5 and above, it means your organs are not smiling. They're basically, it just depends how worse the situation is. Okay, it means they've got more visceral fat sitting on them than what they require. Okay, muscles. Okay, I've already discussed it with proteins, but muscles. Basically, your body requires to rejuvenate your muscles every 2 to 3 hours. So if you're not consuming proteins every 2 to 3 hours, automatically you lose your muscles. Now, if you check on your form, you will notice that the scanner would have picked up your muscle mass, right? So your muscle mass, okay, there's a formula there that shows you how to calculate your percentage. Now, if your percentage is low, what it basically means is that you're not eating proteins frequently enough. Right? You could be eating oranges, you could be eating apples frequently, but you are not having proteins frequently enough. Okay? Okay, and another problem we have with proteins. Take for example, I gave you an example of an egg. An egg is a lean protein. The only problem with eggs now is they only contain 3 grams of protein, right? Just that 3 grams of protein comes with 100 grams of calories, which is what you don't want, right? So now Nutrilite is actually got some very good proteins that you only get just pure proteins with no calories, just the proteins that you need. It comes in a powder form and it comes in a bar form. The bar form is for those who don't have time to make a shake. Maybe you do a lot of driving, or maybe you just don't have time to make a protein shake. Then the alternative is to use a protein bar. But we'll discuss it in details more when we're looking at your own personalized program. Then another thing that's very important is water. How important is water? How many days can you live without food? How many? Yes, 40 days, right? But how many days can you live without water? Yes, you will not see day 4 if you have no liquids at all. When I say no liquid, I say 0 liquids. For 3 days, you won't see day 4. That's how important water is in your body. Your brain uses 25% of water, right? That's your total consumption. Your brain uses more, right? So, and the rest of your body uses water from everything. It uses to transport nutrients in and out of your body. It uses to remove dangerous toxins. It uses it to cool your body down. It uses it to warm you up. It uses it for everything. Your body requires water to do every function. Now imagine if you're not drinking the amount of water that your body requires every day. You end up with a lot of health complications just because of not drinking waters, right? Some time back I had a friend who had a kidney problem. And the lady, she went to a hospital, and they told her that she was supposed to go for an operation. When I met her, it was a Friday, and she was supposed to go on Thursday the next week for that operation, right? So I remembered I was reading about kidneys and so forth, and I found out that I asked her, how much of water do you drink? And she said she don't drink much water, to drink a glass or 2. And I just told her, why don't you try drinking 2 liters of water? And that was Friday when I met her. When I spoke to her on Saturday, she said she was starting to feel better. Now already the hospital already booked an appointment to remove her kidney on a Thursday. And she's been taking water throughout, and up until I think it was Wednesday, and she told me, you know what, she's not going to bother going for the operation because she's feeling very fine, right? So that was just an advice I gave. At that time, I was still learning about nutrition and so forth, but that just showed how important water is. She has never had a problem ever since then. I've never heard her saying that she's ever had a problem again. So there are many health situations that doctors don't give us advice, or should I call it free advice, because they want us to basically pay for their consultation. The next one is your bone. Your bone is also another very important. Yes?
How much water should we be drinking?
Oh, yes. Okay, how much of water you should be drinking is for every 30 kg that you are, right? For every 30 kg that you are, you need 1 liter of water. For every 30 kgs that you are, you need 1 liter of water. So which means now, if you are 60 kgs, how much of water do you need? 2 liters. If you are 90 kgs, how much of water do you need?
3.
Yes, you see. So if you are 120, that means you need 4 liters of water. Then some people will say, how can I drink 4 liters of water? They say it's impossible, right? If you look at it, but it's actually doable. How do you do it? If you drink a glass for every hour, a glass of water every hour, right? Let's say you wake up at 6 and you sleep at 9 in the night. Right? If you drink a glass of water every hour from the time you wake up at 6 o'clock, now from 6 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, that's 12 hours. That's already 12 glasses. And then from 12 till 9, that's, if you drink a glass of water from 6 till 9, if you count it, each glass is 250 mils of water. It ends up to 3.6 liters of water, right? So already that's close enough to 4 liters. Now how do you double that number? You can have a cup or a glass of water every 30 minutes. That's also doable. It's not like you're running in the toilet in and out. You're just having it every 30 minutes. So that's how you basically can double your water. But some people find it impractical to do that. So it's very easier to just have a bottle of water, and refill that. You just count that you need to refill it 3 times or 4 times a day. With my water bottle, I usually refill it 4 to 5 times a day without even noticing, because I've got so used to it, right?
Sorry,
yes?
does that amount include things like if you have a cup of herbal tea, it's 250, but it's got maybe your green tea or whatever?
Okay.
Is that part of the water?
Okay, it is a part of the liquid, right? You're just going to find out now why I wouldn't recommend that, to count that as part of your liquid, right? The next slide will actually answer your question. Okay, here we have your bone. Now your bone carries your total body weight, right? It carries your total body weight. It is very, very important to have a strong structure, or a strong bone skeletal structure to carry your weight. Now what we found out is when you reach an age of 30, right? From 30 onwards, your bone starts degenerating naturally. Right? There's many other factors that contribute to your bone degenerating, but the one I'm going to talk about is the one that we can do something about, right? So the first thing is that we need to know, we need to take calcium, because automatically if you're over 30 years old, your bone is degenerating. You can't do anything about that, which means you have to have at least 100 grams of calcium every single day. Right. Now we have CalMag, which we use. CalMag gives you per pill, it gives you 200 milligrams of calcium, and we usually advise to take it 3 times a day. Now you'll find out just now why it's actually extra, right? Okay. Now, one of the things that really causes us problems is if you're not drinking enough water. Most people don't drink enough water every day. If you're not drinking enough water and you have a lot of sugar, say you have a chocolate or you have tea or whatever that you have that has sugar, and you do not have enough water in your bloodstream, what your body is going to do is it's going to take calcium from your bone in order to neutralize the sugar acid in your bloodstream. Okay, now where do you find sugar from? You find it on your soft drinks, you find it on your teas, you find it on your juices. There's actually a slide I wanted to show you just how much sugar do you find in each can, right? Which is what I wanted to answer your question about. That you were asking if how much of water can you use can you use juices and teas
Not
instead?
juices.
Okay, just tea.
Just your plain tea.
Your
no
plain
milk,
tea.
No sugar.
Okay, if it doesn't have sugar, okay, if it doesn't have sugar, it's okay, yes. But if it has sugar, then it's a problem. It will affect your bone, okay? So only if you are not drinking enough water. But if you are drinking enough water, right, if you are drinking enough water, then your body doesn't use calcium in order to neutralize the acid. Okay, so yeah, so it's very important also to make sure that you are taking, if you're over 30 years old, you have to take over 100 milligrams of calcium. Okay? Yes? Oh yes, thank you very much. Okay, this is the picture I wanted to show you. Okay, let me start this side. So this is the sugar that's hidden. This is the sugar that we don't see. We will get thirsty and you will drink one of these drinks and you will end up consuming more sugar, and that's how you end up with that's another factor that adds to your bone degeneration. Now, all of what we've discussed, your water, your bone, your muscles, your body fat, it all contributes towards your metabolic age, right? Now, a question I like to ask is, okay, the obvious question, everybody will, when they turn 57, females will like to look like this, and males will like to look like that, right? Now the question I like to ask is, how long do you think it took her to change her lifestyle for her to look like this? Did she change her lifestyle like today and this photo was taken tomorrow? Or yes, right? So what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to make is, it's your habit that determines how you look as you age, right? It's your habit, your eating habit will determine your health. Okay, so for example, if we decide to change our health habits today, then as we age, we'll expect to get better results, right? But if we do not make any difference, then we shouldn't expect any good result. Okay. Okay. Do we have any other more questions about this?
Just on protein.
Okay.
Now, apart from egg, then if you take your lentils or whatever,
yes.
what protein do you recommend?
Okay. Now, so now Sue is going to answer that question, right? She's going to give you a program, right? In fact, she's going to give all of y'all a program that will give you exactly what do you need, what you're going to be taking. Because on each day, she'll tell you exactly what you will be consuming and so forth. Okay? Now, let's say you choose not to do anything about your health. Let's say you decide, you know what, you're not interested in this and so forth. So what you can expect is this to happen to your health, okay? These are chronic diseases and illnesses that you can get. It would be your heart disease, diabetic, cancer, gynecological problems, cholesterol, stroke, and so forth and so forth. And on top, you get yourself a free beer belly. So so it's very important that we watch our health and we do whatever we can about it. Okay. Now there's another problem. Most people will say, you know what, I know how to get good health. All I have to do is eat fruit and veggies, drink water, and exercise. Right? Does that really work?
I think it does.
Right. Okay.
That's why I look like this.
Okay. You can do it for a certain period of time, right? But what will really give you problems is the problem is the source of your nutrition, right? We're getting our fruit. We will be basically depending on your fruit and veggies to get your nutrition, right? Now, in 1940s, that would have worked. Okay, we could just give you a list of fruit and veggies that you should eat, that each plant required. But today, because of weather, because of the ozone layer, and another factor is actually us, right? This is how I'll help you understand this. How we actually driven the marketplace not to give us the nutrition that we need. Take, for example, you go to your favorite market, to your fruit and veg market, right, to buy your apples, right? Your first pack of apples is in a red pack. Your second pack of apples is in a green pack. Now, if you open the red pack and you open the green pack, you find out that these two packs have similar apples. They both taste the same. They both look the same. They're both green apples. They look the same. They taste the same. So if you look at the packets, there's basically not much difference. There's no difference at all from the apples, right? Now you find out that the red apple's price is 100 Rand, but the green packaging is 30 Rand. Which one would you buy? The cheaper one, right? Everybody will buy the 30 Rand one, right? So now, if both these apples were manufactured by different companies, what will happen? This company loses business because they're not going to reorder the apples. It wouldn't make sense. Why will you buy 100 Rand apples when you can get them for 30 Rand for the same price? I mean, if you're getting the same value. But the problem is, it's nutrition, okay? The problem is, the reason why one can be 30 Rand and the other one is 100 Rand is because one had nutrition and the other one didn't. But because it tastes the same and it looks the same, when we buy, we don't usually read the packaging. We don't read nutritional information. We usually just grab what we need and we carry on because of our busy lifestyles. We don't really have time to read everything. Right. So that's now we're getting fruits much cheap, but they do not have the nutrition that we need. So you can start eating your fruits and veggies in order to try and maybe lose weight, but the problem you're going to have is you're not going to last long. You can start getting your results, but it's not going to last. Why? Because your body needs nutrition, right? It needs its sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. It actually needs about 42. It needs 42 different types of nutrients a day, every single day. Okay, so now we have a company called Nutrilite. Now Nutrilite have actually put back nutrition into our fruits and vegetables. That's why now we use Nutrilite products in order to put back nutrition into our community. Okay. Okay, now we come to the end of our talk, and the next speaker now, she's a professional nutritionist, right? Now what she's going to do for you is, I've shown you how your body works, right? I've shown you how your body works. I've shown you how you end up with the results that you don't want. Now, I've never met anyone better than Sue that actually have taken this information, put it on a program, a practical program that really provides results like no other program. Like the way she's done it is she provides so much of results that, you know, I feel like she's the best person to actually show you how to take this and put it in practical form. Now she'll give you exactly she'll give you exactly how much of protein you need and so forth, and which fruits or veggies or what type of foods will actually give you what you require. Okay, please let's give her a round of applause.